Well, kids, what's going on here? Well, the motor's up off, so I can pull the pan out. And let me explain what happened. So, when this crate motor was built, this one right here was built, they used this aftermarket. Let's see if I can get under there good enough. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you see it through there? They used that aftermarket pan. And right there, if you can make out where the crack is, the bottom of a small block Ford, if you follow the distributor down, is the front of the oil pump sits right there. And there's it's a square block on the bottom with 4 bolts. So this pan, it's really common on this pan. If you buy it from Summit or whatever, this particular reproduction pan is so thin, and since it's not a Ford piece and it's aftermarket, there's a copyright infringement if parts aren't I think it's 15 or 20% different than OEM, so they can't be sued. So the depth of the pan from the rail to the bottom of the pump it's too tight. So when you tighten the pan up to the bottom of the block, it makes indents, and basically the pump pushes out through the pan. This particular one, because the gasket was super thin, they used a really, really thin gasket. It actually poked a hole. But since it was a crate motor and never had oil in it or anything else, they just, sprayed it whatever color they were going to spray it, kept the primer on the thing, and it was it. They probably didn't know it was cracked. And the only way we knew it was cracked was when we filled it with fluids and we got it running, and the sumps in the rear and the oils in the rear, when it got hot and the hot oil came up and moved all the way down and came down into the bottom of the front there's a front little sump catch clearance area for the pan just for the oil pump. When it got into there and under the pump, and with the pump being attached to the pan essentially, the hot oil seeped through the crack and blew the paint off. And so there's 4 perfect indents. When we pulled the pan off, there's 4 indents that match the oil pump. Did some research, and that's what happened. So this was like that from the manufacturer that manufactured this crate motor 15 years ago. So ordered a new pan. We're going to dimple it to make more clearance. Supposedly this new pan we're getting has clearance for the pump like factory, which that's what this one is supposed to have too, but that's not necessarily true. So that's what's going on. Because the thing had 40 pounds oil pressure cranking. We checked everything. There was nothing in the bottom of the pan. I pulled the oil out, clear. Nothing in the pan, nothing on the magnets in the drain plugs, nothing. And the motor sounds really good. So we got it drained of, the radiator obviously, and tranny fluid. Just plugged the lines and picked her up in the air, pulled it off the mounts, pulled it forward and up. The drive shaft is still in the yoke, and that's where she sits. So I'm waiting for a pan. While that's going on, we are going to finish stringing the wires inside the truck and under the bed. We're going to do the bed today. We're going to do the tail lights, make some pigtails, connectors, and all that stuff. Those GM style weather tight connectors where they have the green grommets and all that stuff. We're doing that, for each light in the truck. But that's going on. That's what happened. And like Paul Harvey says, now you know the rest of the story. Aloha. See you guys later. Man, look at those 2 Fords.